Welcome to the Global Athletics Weekly Podcast, a production of Making of Champions, Nigeria's leading sports media and management company.
For the second time this season, the big man Usain Bolt has gone under 10 seconds and further laid the marker for what promises to be a thrilling 100 meters contest at the Rio Olympics. Welcome to a packed edition of Global Athletics Weekly. I am Christopher Madawese, your host for this episode, and alongside Fumi Fameso and Yemi Olus, we hope to take you on a roller coaster as we dissect the top stories making the rounds in the world of athletics. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel, Fumi? Are you excited that the big man, Usain Bolt, came back roaring with an astonishing 9.88 seconds?
I'm not excited about Bolt alone. I'm just excited about how tough and how competitive the 100 meters is going to be this year. Because if you look at the results, the athletes that came in ran 10.04 seconds, which is a winning time if it was another race or another competition. So I'm just excited about how competitive the 100 meters is going to be this year.
Wow. Yemi, the first four finishers in that race, they all came in under 10 seconds. We had Asafa Powell, we had Johan Blake, we had Nicola Schmid. I mean, is it that we're going to have a fast time this year? Justin Gatlin was not in the race, obviously.
Exactly.
He's another top contender.
That was what I was about saying, that of course it will definitely get faster. Because imagine if Bolt was there, Gatlin was there. I mean, that already is enough to show you that these people are going to go very fast. This is about less than 2 months to the Olympics. So we'll still see some crazy times. But will it be possible for them to go close to the world record of 9.58 set by Usain Bolt? I do not think so, but I think we should expect some very fast times.
You were shaking your head like, no, they won't
actually,
do it.
I was just thinking that Bolt, the race, he almost stumbled.
Yeah, he stumbled and he had to pick himself up.
And he still ran 9.88. I think Bolt is informed this year. So I see him running 9.7, 9.6 actually, because it was so strong finishing up. Like he was able to catch up, and he even had to slow down like 5 meters or something to go. So it shows you the kind of form that Bolt is in now. And he was just like, oh, okay. I almost stumbled and I still ran 9.88. That means I still have more to offer you guys.
Interestingly, guys, Justin Gatlin had done 9.882 this season, but his own was wind-aided in Eugene. So,
but let's not also forget Jimmy Vical.
Jimmy Vical,
that
world leader.
9.86.
9.86, and that was just the second race of the season. His first race he ran 9.99, and now he did the European record of 9.86. So
that's matching our own Francis Obikwelu's record.
European record. So you just imagine how fast the 100 meters will do this year. You can never predict.
Okay, let me just chip in. Does that mean that we're going to see like a new set of people in the final of the Olympics, or will it be the usual suspects?
Yes, it's possible.
Who do you think?
But Vika was at the final last year in Beijing, wasn't he?
Was he? I think he was injured.
Not so sure if he was, but he was very good in the lead up to the final.
So I think he got injured also. And remember, we were thinking the likes of Trayvon Bromell, the likes of DeGrasse. DeGrasse has not been able to go under 10 seconds this year. And yet. Okay.
But he won in Oslo. What was his winning?
He won in Oslo in
200. Okay, he won in Birmingham 200 and Oslo 100. I think it was a 10.04.
Okay, let's not even go to Oslo and Birmingham yet. Let's still dwell on the Racers Grand Prix, where Shelly Ann Fraser-Price made a winning comeback. She won the 100 meters
against who were was it a stacked field?
But even if it wasn't a stacked field, the thing is that she will get her confidence back.
She will get her first win of the year. Was not that at this stage. I think
so. Like you talked about the field she competed in, so I'm sure if she had like a faster field, she could probably have gone faster too.
Because I actually saw the race, and this lady almost caught up with her. Barbara Perry almost caught up with her towards the finishing. So it's going
interesting
to be
times ahead. Interesting times ahead. I know what you're angling for. We are still going to get to that point. Let's go to Shaunae Miller now. She ran a national record, Bahamian national record of 22.05, and that's like she's the third highest ranked half lap runner this year. She has the 4th fastest time. If she's to consider doing the double in Rio, how do you think she's going to fare? Can she medal in both? I know I somehow feel she's going to medal in the 400 meters, but in 200 meters, there are other guys, other people to look forward to. Tori Bowie, Dafne, Elaine Thompson.
Well, she's gone faster than Elaine Thompson now, so
yeah.
Elaine Thompson did 22.6. So yeah, like Fumi mentioned Ahoure, but have we seen Ahoure in the 200 meters this year?
Yeah.
What did
I remember
she won in one of the Diamond Leagues. Yeah.
She won one of the 22.8, but that was early in the season.
But with what she did recently, I would love to see her. I would love to see her time over the 200 meters, so that we now know where to place her.
New PB.
We are still coming to Ahoure. I know you people want to talk about Ahoure. Okay, let's go to Wayde Van Niekerk. He ran the 3rd fastest time in the 300 meters ahead of Merritt and Makwala. Why is 300 meters not an Olympic event?
Don't you think that would be too much on the athletes?
Yeah, because like 100, 200, 300, 400.
Because most quarter-milers, are mostly do the 300.
Doing these 300 meters
so
in not so big events, it's like robbing the shine of these records these guys are doing.
Well, but it's an over-distance event, so it's majorly used for training, not for competition proper.
But Niekerk running that time, nobody's doubting his speed. He's quite good, like he has the speed. But after the race, is the normal Niekerk. Oh, he's so tired, he's fatigued. He had to lie down.
He exhausts himself too much.
He was so exhausted.
I don't mind as long as he recovers after the race. I mean, because once Niekerk gets to the home straight, man, the guy just attacks it. He just goes. I watched that race and man, he was splendid.
Niekerk is, I don't know, but we just have to watch out for the 100, 200, 400.
And he's not going to compete in any other event outside the 200 at the African Championships in Durban.
Yeah. I think that's good for Africa.
He's keeping it under wraps.
What is a good event for most
other African athletes? Maybe Makwala
so he won't take the shine up there.
Global Athletics Weekly is a Making of Champions production.
All right, so to the moment you guys have been waiting for. I mean, we've been talking about this even before we came on air to record this. Morele Ahoure is the new African 100 meters record holder. 10.78 seconds.
Did you, let me go first.
You wanted to go first.
The moment when I saw that, I was just checking through.
Sending us messages.
Social media. When I just saw, I didn't even actually believe.
The thing we feared most has happened.
My heart skipped. So when I saw IAF, I said, this has to be real. Are you serious? How is the African record holder? I said, no. This is, I don't know what to say, but I don't know, Okagbare has to up her game. Because I see her way going faster this year.
Really?
Yes.
How fast do you see her going?
I see her doing a 10.75, a 10.70. It's possible.
Shelly Ann run a 10.7.
I think in the final of
the
World Championships.
Or 10.7.
And you think Ahoure has gotten to that?
Ahoure and Shelly Ann almost have the same techniques with running. They have almost the same running form.
The thing is,
I think Ahoure can also do a 10.7.
Ahoure has a bullet start. Yeah, we all know. But the thing is, in the last 50 meters, she fades away.
But this was not even a major competition that she even understands. Now imagine if it was a major competition.
What is the likelihood that if she comes up against, bigger
But there was
athletes
Campbell Brown there also. Campbell Brown came second and Campbell Brown ran 10.83 to show you how fast the race was. 10.83 seconds. That's our season best also. So, last year I told you, Ahoure did 10.81 and I was like, Ahoure might just be the one to break this African record if Blessing does not do it fast.
Fumi, it was your prophecy that came to pass. Fumi had been saying this thing for a while.
Yes, because I saw it coming.
When she sent the message, it was a bittersweet moment for me.
Yeah,
because of course, as athletics fans and all of that, you like to see records being broken. But at the same time, seeing that it was a Nigerian's record who was broken, it felt a bit somehow. And then Okagbare herself, smashed another Nigerian's record, Glory Alozier's former African record, to set the time of 10.79.
But it stayed back in
Nigeria. Ahoure to erase it. So we would like to get it back.
I'm still going to stay with you, Yemi. Do you think Okagbare will likely reclaim this record anytime soon? I mean, who do you even think will emerge victorious in the battle of supremacy at the African Championship?
I would like to actually see both of them compete, at the African Championships. Of course, Blessing is going to be at the African Championships. I'm hoping Ahoure will be there too. It will be good to see them go against each other. I remember that at the last African Championships, Blessing, of course, won. That was in 2014, but Ahoure won the 200. Blessing did not run the 200. Ahoure ran and won the 200 meters. But with Ahoure's form right now, it will be good to see what happens. I'm tempted to actually think that yes,
based on current form, I don't want to be patriotic, but based on current form, Ahoure is going to win the African Championships.
She stands a better chance.
Seriously?
It looks
so good.
Unless something happens.
It's a good thing that the two of you think Ahoure will beat Blessing, but I still think Blessing will beat.
Well, I'm not totally.
I'm rooting for Blessing. I think she will do it.
As a Nigerian, yes, I want to. But based on current form, like Fumi said, Ahoure looks better. But again, you never can tell. I mean, we learn that every day. That we never can tell.
I think Blessing. Exactly.
Do 11-0 this year.
She could be saving
Her
the best
is 11
for Durban. The thing is,
with Ahoure's form now, Blessing could actually throw.
But I'll be the happiest person in the world if Blessing wins and sets the African record the new African record at the African Champs.
The thing is, in Durban, Blessing could win, but it might not be with a new African record.
No, that's what I'm saying. That I would love if it would go that way. But if she wins at the end of
I've seen races that Ahoure and Okagbare competed together in, and Okagbare has had the upper hand more times than Ahoure. So,
but
she could do her best when she comes.
That was then.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. But
all right.
It's going to be tough. We are not even considering Talu.
No, not yet. She's not in this mix. Just Ahoure and Okagbare.
I thought you guys played them as rivals. We played Talu against Okagbare.
We'll see what will become of the rivalry when both athletes clash later this month at the African Championships in Durban.
Global Athletics Weekly is a Making of Champions production.
So let's talk about the Diamond League now. Let's start with Birmingham Diamond League. There were so many meets records that, fantasy players were so happy seeing the likes of Kipruto as the keeper-up. So many of them didn't meet records, Yemi. What do you make of the Birmingham Diamond League?
The African athletes who competed there really held their own. So I was very happy to see that. Of course, Kipruto, we saw him in action once again. And for most parts of that race, Kipruto ran an isolated race, and he had the fans really cheering because you could tell that exhaustion was beginning to set in, for him. But with each lap, he just kept going and going and going. I think he was actually targeting the world record there,
really?
But he did not have enough motivation and then enough push.
No other athlete was
exactly because he led them by a mile, so it was just him. And it's usually difficult in such circumstances, for you to actually run a world record. You need the motivation, you need the competition, like you saw with Ayana. So, but of course, he settled for a meeting record of 8:00:12 at Birmingham. And then we also saw Asbel Kiprop, as always. I mean, that guy, it's like you already know what he's going to do, but it's fun, watching him do the same thing over and over again. Kiprop is unstoppable. And then, of course, Neon Saba. Semenya was not in Birmingham, so that was a good opportunity for her, to get her first Diamond League win of the season. And, of course, she did. She outclassed the rest of the field, with her own meeting record. So it was a good one for Africa in general.
Another meet record in Birmingham, Kendra Harrison. She proved that her win in Eugene was no fluke, and she had to do another meet record in Birmingham. I think she did a 12:4. She raised Sally Pearson's
12:46.
Sally Pearson's record.
And I think athletes actually had to contend with strong headwinds too in Birmingham, which was why some of the times were not so fast. Like in the women's 100 meters, where the times were not so fast. One with 11:02 English Gardner, one Dafne Schippers,
Okay. If we're talking about Dafne Schippers, I mean, she got back a win in Oslo. So Dafne leads us to Oslo Diamond League, where she was the only athlete to do a meet record. For fantasy
And
players,
Diamond League record.
and Diamond League record.
I wish I picked her as my captain.
Well, you chose her in
she
your
was my
team.
team, but she was not my captain. I
Many
mean,
people
60
chose
points,
her.
60 points missed.
Because I saw so many people picking Keep Rob, Faith, Keep Your Gun. You know, they all won their races, but not with meet records.
No meeting records. I mean,
If
I
they
think
had
people
known-
didn't actually suspect. You know, it was between Schippers and Thompson, and they expected it to be a close race. So it was sort of, people didn't really know the meet record in Oslo. If not, they would have gone.
But
for
Elaine
her.
Thompson did 22.6
Wow,
in the race.
it was
like she was outclassed. Dafne Schippers made her look very ordinary in that race, and I mean, I'm sure she herself could not believe it. You know, the winning time, you know, meeting record of 21.93,
Yeah, 21.93.
and then you know, second place 22.6. Come on, that's some distance.
Maybe it brings the question that is Thompson just being overrated. Like, is she really a top? Going to be amongst the top athletes?
Do you want our Jamaican fans to hear you say this?
I think it's too early to write her off. But
Nobody's
for
right. I
me-
think she's
for
a
me,
contender.
I will still ask that, can she conveniently do the 100 and 200 in Rio?
That's
That's a
another
good question, because last year in Beijing she only did the 200 and she won a silver medal. She competed in the relays anyway, and she helped them win. Good.
And she's run faster in the 100 meters this year. So which should she go for?
All right, let's quickly talk about Bashim. Mutaz Essa Bashim. He made a winning comeback in Birmingham with a world lead of 2:37 and has now followed it up with another world lead of 2:40 in Poland. Yemi, do you
excited
think
for
we're likely to
Bashim.
see another, Bashim Bodarenko rivalry again, like we saw
I would
before the World
love to.
Championship last year?
I would love to, because I mean, the year 2014 was like the year of the high jump,
Yeah.
because of the rivalry between Bashim and Bondarenko. So it will be good to see them really come back to that top form, you know, and make the high jump very competitive. We didn't see much of that last year because both of them seem to have been battling with a lot, you know, and it wasn't nice to watch. It's not nice to watch Bashim actually
Struggle.
it's painful to watch actually. So it's good to actually see him come back, you know, and be in that kind of form. You see the way he celebrated in Birmingham, like, yes, I'm finally back. You know, and then doing 240, that's good. Going
But for
close
me,
to
it's
that
good to
mark.
see Bashim back to winning ways.
Yeah, it's good. It just brings up the question that is the world record going to go this year in the high jump?
245 meters.
Because I think he tried going for the world record in Poland,
He did.
but he didn't. It wasn't
fell short.
successful. So I think probably we might just see Bashim or Bodarenko aiming for the world record again this year. So which is
Both
good
have
for us.
PBs of 243, right?
Yeah, but
Bodarenko has PB of 242, and I think
Bashim 243, yeah,
243.
because he's the second best ever.
All right, we hope these guys would thrill and wow us later this year in Rio. That's about it for today's episode of Global Athletics Weekly. We hope you enjoyed it. Do join us again next time. From me, Christopher Madarese, and Yemi Olus and Fumi Fameso. Do join us next time.
Global Athletics Weekly is a Making of Champions production. For all the latest athletics stories, go to makingofchamps.com and follow us on social media at Making of Champs on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube.